guys, this is CA Shubham Sangvi and you are watching the fourth video on random variables. So in the last video we discussed about the probability distribution of a discrete random variable. So we have already discussed this part. Today we are going to discuss about probability distribution of the continuous random variable. Now if you remember discrete random variable, we saw these two graphs where we saw that the probability first of all, the probability of a random variable is always discussed at a point, at a single point. हर एक point पे हम probability discuss करते हैं, whereas for a continuous random variable we cannot discuss the probability at a single point. Just let's take an example of a random variable y, where y denotes the exact mass or weight of a random student. Okay. So obviously the exact mass of a student cannot be calculated to precision. So we cannot say what is the probability that the exact mass of the student is 56 kgs. It can never be exactly equal to 56 kgs. It will always be near 56 kgs. Let's say 56.0, 1, 2, 3 and 8, 9, 7, 6 and so on kgs. So the exact mass of a random student cannot be calculated to precision. This we have already discussed in our first video where we distinguish between the discrete random variable and the continuous random variable. And therefore, the probability at a certain exact point, let's say what is the probability of a student's exact mass being 56 kgs. So this will always be equal to 0. Because the exact mass of a student cannot be exactly equal to 56 kgs. It will always be certainly somewhere in between 56 kgs and some grams and some milligrams and some more, even molecular level. So basically a mass of a student, a mass of any person or anything contributes to the exact mass. Basically the electrons and the molecules and the different neutrons in the body of any student contributes the exact mass of a student. So we cannot calculate the exact mass to exact molecule level, obviously, and therefore these measurements are always calculated or always used in an approximate basis. So 56 kgs मेरा weight है, जब भी मैं बोलता हूँ तो exactly 56 kgs कभी भी होता नहीं है. So always remember, in continuous random variable, the probability at a certain exact point is always 0. But however, we can always calculate the probability within a range. Yes, we can calculate the probability within a range of values, let's say 50 to 60. So we can calculate the probability of a student's weight to be in between 50 and 60. So the probability is always calculated within a range and not at a certain point. If we say probability of y equal to 56 and 56 kgs, and this is a continuous random variable, this will be actually 0. Not 0, but very, 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 very close to 0, because there are so many infinite values of the variable y. Y can assume so many infinite values, and each infinite value can have certain probability, smallest to smallest, but each will have certain probability, of which the probability of y to be exactly equal to 56 will be very, very, very small as compared to the whole probability of 1. So it will be 0 point something, obviously 0.00000000, let's say 1, which will be approximately equal to 0. So not exactly equal to 0, but there are so many infinite probabilities that the probability of being exactly equal to one value, it is always very, very close to 0. And that is why probability is never defined on a single point of a continuous random variable. So this is an important point. Probability of continuous random variable is never defined on a single exact point. It is always defined within a range of values. समझ में आ रहा है? So whenever you are going to deal with a continuous random variable, they will never ask you to calculate a probability of a single point. They will always ask you to find a probability within a range. So within a range हमेशा probability पूछेंगे, not at a single point. Anyways, next point. So as you can see, this random variable, which was a discrete random variable, and we saw the PMF of this function. So this PMF is always in a step function or block system. However, a PMF, a probability function of a continuous variable. The most general form of a probability function of a continuous variable is in this format. The most general form. This is a form where the distribution is a symmetric distribution. So if the distribution is symmetric distribution, then the probability function will be of this shape, and this probability function is always known as the probability density function. What is it known as? Probability density function, the abbreviation of which is PDF. So continuous random variable ka probability function is always known as PDF, whereas the probability function of a discrete variable is always known as PMF, which is probability mass function, and here probability density function. Now obviously we cannot define this probability, or we cannot draw this graph to the exact measurement, because there is no exact probability of any single point, and therefore whenever we are trying to define the function, we always use a probability function such as this. Let's take an example. P of x is equal to x upon 25, where x lies between 0 to 5. So x can assume any value between 0 to 5, and these are infinite values and not just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These can be any infinite values, any random value between this range, and it can assume any value. Obviously, given x is a continuous random variable. Just erase this. Yes, so continuous random variable. Now those students who have studied integration, calculus part, integration with me, they know that if we have to find the probability of x being in a certain range, let's say from 1 to 5, from 0 to 5, if we have to calculate the total probability, obviously this should be equal to 1, because we are calculating all of the probabilities. X can have its value between 0 and 5. All the values of x will lie between 0 and 5, and we are calculating the probability of all its values. So this should be equal to 1. And those who have done integration with me, they know that this is nothing but calculating indefinite integrals from 0 to 5 of this function. So if we have to calculate the probability of a range of a continuous random variable, we always calculate the area below the curve. We calculate the area below the curve. So this is 0, this is 5. So if we have to calculate the probability, just like this, just like in discrete random variable, what we did is actually calculated probability. So let's see the probability of 3. So what is the probability of 3? Probability of 3 will be nothing but the area of this square, or this rectangle. So let's just write the units of this. This is 1 unit, and however this side will be equal to 3 by 10 units, and the probability will be nothing but the area of this rectangle, which will be equal to length into breadth, which is nothing but length is 1 unit and breadth is 3 by 8, which will be equal to 3 by 8. And if you see the table, the probability of 3 is nothing but 3 by 10, rather 3 by 10 है. sorry, not 8 but 3 by 10. So we calculate probability by calculating the probability under the by calculating the area under the curve. For calculating the area under such a curve, अब इसका एरिया हम ढूंढ सकते हैं क्या? लेट्स से हमको यहां से लेके यहां तक की एरिया ढूंढनी है. Can we calculate by any geometrical measurement? Obviously not, because this is a curve. For calculating area under a curve, not a straight line. Straight line हो तो हम geometrically calculate कर सकते हैं. But if it is not a straight line but a curve, we need to use calculus. We need to use integration. And integration में we will use obviously definite integrals, because we have certain limits for this integration from this point to this point. समझ में आ रहा है? That is why if we calculate the integration of this function, it is nothing but, obviously you should know how to calculate integration, those who have done with me. This will be nothing but x square upon 25 from the range 0 to 5, and if we substitute the value 5 square upon 25 minus 0 square upon 25, this will result into 1. Obviously the total probability should be equal to 1. So if we have taken the whole range, the probability should be equal to 1. What if in the given question itself, the question of probability was to find the probability of x between the range 1 and 3? So it would have been nothing but the integration of the same function. However, the limits would have been 1 to 3. So integration of x is nothing but x square. 25 is a constant, it will remain 25, and the range we will have to take is from 1 to 3. And if we substitute the values, will be 3 square upon 25 minus 1 upon 25, 1 square upon 25, which is nothing but 8 upon 25. So what we have done is nothing but calculated the area between these two ranges. Let's see, this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, and rather 5. थोड़ा सा दूर दूर कर देते हैं. This is 3 and this is 4 and 5. So we had to calculate the probability from 1 to 3. So what we did is nothing but to calculate the probability, the area under this curve from the range 1 to 3. So this area is calculated using integration, and this is the answer for it, 8 by 25, and this area is basically equal to 8 by 25, which gives us the probability of random variable x to be between the range from 1 to 3. So I hope you have understood continuous random variable. For finding the area of a continuous random variable, we need to use integration, and that too definite integrals from a certain point to another point. If we are taking the start point and end point, if we are taking the start point and end point, the answer should always be equal to 1, because total probability is always equal to 1. Now there's a small point. This was nothing but probability density function, which is PDF. So PDF की कभी भी probability निकालनी है, so we need to use integration. That is our first important point. If we are taking the start point and end point, the answer of the integration should be equal to 1. Another point, probability can never be negative. ये तो हमेशा ही हमारा point होता ही है. Another simple interpretation which we can make from this diagram is, जैसे हमने यहाँ पे continuous cumulative distribution function बनाया था of a discrete random variable, we'll be developing the continuous variables cumulative distribution function as well. So that will be nothing in the shape of something like this. So if this is 1, so it will start from 0, at 3 it will rise, and then it will fall, and it will continue to be 1. Let me just improve the shape of this. It will never go beyond 1, because 1 is the maximum probability. It will never go beyond 1. The values, let me write the values of x. So 0, this is 1, this is 1, this is 2, then the maximum rise for 3, small rise for 4, then again small rise for 5, and at 5 it will reach 1, and beyond that it will always be maintained at 1. So it cannot go beyond 1. This is the shape of CDF of a continuous random variable. So the shape of a continuous distribution function, cumulative distribution function of a discrete was in a ladder form, just as we discussed in the last lecture. Ladder or step form. Step form में इसका increment होता है and it goes on up to 1 and then it is maintained at 1 because the cumulative probability cannot go beyond 1. So it is in a step function. Step से हमेशा rise होता है. It is the probability remains at a certain point till another point and it again rises to a certain point and again maintains till a certain point. जैसे यहाँ पे the probability of 1 was 1 by 8 and it maintained till 2. Suddenly at 2 the probability will rise by 2 by 8 and it will go up to 3 by 8. It will be maintained at 3 by 8 till we reach the next point, which is 3. Since we are jumping from point to point in a discrete random variable, we are jumping from point to point. The cumulative distribution function also is jumping from point to point, or rather increases from point to point. And from one point to another point, it remains at a certain level. जैसे यहाँ पे 1 by 8 पे maintain हुआ, then it rose to 3 by 8. Again it maintained at 3 by 8 till we reach the next point, which is 3, and it rose to 6 by 8. It will be maintained at 6 by 8 till we reach 4, and at 4 it will rise to 1, and from 1 it will always be maintained at 1. However, for a continuous random variable, the cumulative distribution function is always rising at every different point, continuously increasing, because at every point there is small probability which is added in the cumulative probability. Every point has its own probability. There are infinite different points where a probability can rise, and therefore this line will obviously have infinite number of points with each point having a different probability. So I hope you have understood how the continuous random variable CDF is shaping. CDF is nothing but cumulative distribution function. So we have discussed basically 3 different types of functions in the last 2 videos, which is PMF, PDF, and the CDF of these 2 functions. समझ में आ रहा है? So PMF is related to discrete random variable. That is the probability distribution function of the discrete random variable. Basically, we are distributing the probability of 1 in the different values of x in both of this. However, the different values a random variable x can assume can be counted in PMF. However, it cannot be counted in PDF, which is continuous, which is for a continuous random variable. So therefore, this increases in a step function. This increases in a step function of a PMF. However, this will continuously increase in a PDF, which is of a continuous random variable. So I hope you have understood the basic 2 differences between PMF and PDF, and obviously their CDF. We'll be discussing this in detail when we will be discussing the theoretical distributions and certain questions. We will also be solving certain questions on these concepts, which is PDF, PMF, and CDF from our modules while we discuss the chapter theoretical distributions. So this base is enough for you to start with the theoretical distributions. From next lecture onwards, we'll be starting with theoretical distributions, but it won't be an open lecture, not available on YouTube. These 4 lectures were open lectures. So please share these lectures with your friends who are interested, obviously, and searching for some class for CA Foundation. I hope you have understood all the concept about the random variables. We'll be discussing these in detail when we are going to study theoretical distributions. Thank you.